Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, and welcome to a very, very late morning grind. I know. I am so sorry that I am this late, but I did yesterday. Hopefully your day was very well. My day yesterday was fantastic, but it was fantastic. The business meeting got delayed, but it went fantastic. It was a great meeting, exactly what I needed yesterday. And then I went to see a family member I had not seen in a long time. I got in late. People have asked, and I think it's a great idea, I saw in the comments, that the Ryan Dancy interview from Friday needs to be clipped. And that's been on my list of things to do. I got in real late last night because of all that. And I started trying to do some clips last night, but something wasn't working technologically. And then I got to bed late. I woke up really late. And then when I put my contact in this morning, it was in the solution that's the whatever the stuff that actually burns if it's not it hasn't been neutralized. And so all of a sudden my eye was burning. So that was also a problem. But I got that turned around as well. So I'm very glad that you're here. I hope your morning hasn't been having this. So welcome. Hey, Vision. Yes. Well, yes. At least it is a Sunday, which Sunday is our most casual day. So what have we got here? Oh, well, my coffee is steaming hot. I desperately needed some. So everybody got your coffee ready? I should definitely, hey, let's breathe. Let's breathe and sip. So let's breathe. All right. And sip. Okay. Now we're a bit more mellow. So Sunday is our more casual day anyway. It's supposed to be our more casual day. And I typically use it as kind of a potpourri day. We will get back to Pathfinder tomorrow because I'm trying to still trying to dive into Pathfinder deep. So I think tomorrow is worth talking about Pathfinder again, specifically with the encounter system. We're talking about the encounter system. Yeah, make some coffee. You should make. Yeah, it's cold outside right now. It's probably too hot to drink. It's cold outside here. That's another thing that made me slow getting going. But Sunday's casual anyway, and our potpourri day, I use it for topics that I don't think are going to take an entire hour to talk about. So I've got two things here. I got this giant box right here. This is the manufacturer samples of TerraTiles. So I'm going to open up these. One of the things I've got to do is open these up, inspect them, and talk to the manufacturer. If you don't know what TerraTiles are a hexagonal terrain system that I did with my brother years ago, and they have been out of print for a long time. But I've been trying to bring them back into print, and there's a pre-order right now going on the Ravenkeep website. Ravenkeep.net is where I put all of the stuff. Hey, Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. It's where is the store. Ravenkeep.net is the store that I set up for our projects that we're making. So the pre-order for TerraTiles is going on right now on that site. And if I approve these, then they will be able to go into manufacturing. So I'm going to open that up, and we will be taking a look at that. The other thing I thought we would look at, because I didn't think it would take an entire hour, is this. This is Over the Troll Bridge. This is an RPG. Play trolls, cross bridges, find treasure, protect Magic City from the lava below. And it was designed by my friend Brian Colin, and I backed it on Kickstarter, and I got the Kickstarter awards in. And it's designed to be a very lightweight and fun RPG, specifically to play with children and play like he would design it with his kids for something fun to play. And so this might be a great system to introduce kids to fantasy, the subject of fantasy and fantasy role-playing, because we've talked about that. I accidentally tried to introduce my nephews using the Star Wars RPG by Fantasy Flight. I got them that box for Christmas. Turns out they were too young for it. And that example play session did not go well. So we've been looking for a type of RPG that can be played with younger kids. The oldest one was probably old enough. And then later I did play Dungeons and Dragons with him. But in aggregate, that did not go very well. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm glad you're here. Let's open up the TerraTiles box first. I've got the auxiliary camera over here, but this box is huge. So I might just have to open it up right here, and then I'll turn on the auxiliary camera here in just a moment. Hey, Interlight. Good morning. And I also couldn't even find my knife this morning. Has anything happened in the sphere of the OGL? I have not, since I was not really involved in that yesterday. I wasn't online, and really, I need to not be online this afternoon. I need to do core creative time. Although we are supposed to be painting tonight, so we will see. I might have to disappear from the internet all afternoon once the morning grind is over. Yeah, this is a serious unboxing. It's almost like trying to unbox we unboxed Gloomhaven and we unboxed Darkest Dungeon online on the morning grind. And that was also something even figuring how to get this box open. Okay, so here we go. Got that open. So for this sample, we got the boxes. And I think there's a secret in here that I'm not quite ready to show online yet. And it's that one right there. So I'm not going to pull out the secret. But we got to review the boxes. They didn't sample every single tile. But we can say they have the boxes here for approval. They've got we got some sample tiles should be inside, and there should be prints. At least they were showing me print pages of like at a smaller size of all of them. This. So I've needed to look at this for the past few days. Let me bring up the auxiliary cameras. Hey, Retro Nerd Girl. Yeah, I'm unboxing boxes. And that's basically what's happening here. What order to go in? It looks like this is the basic box. So these are being re-released, but they're being released in extremely limited quantities. That's why we're doing the there's actually new sets here too. This is a re-release of the original set, but these things are not going to exist in very great quantity. Let me add this to the stream. These things do not have a huge quantity in their release. But there are some people who did not get the original TerraTiles and have wanted them since they went out of print. And then there are a few other sets that I wanted. So update here. Vision says, nothing new that I found. I kind of figured that was the case because it has been Saturday, a weekend. But hey, you never know. Nothing new that I found. I'm seeing a lot of content creator reviewers reviewing how they're going to proceed once the dust settles, especially YouTube creators based on D&D content. A lot of players are moving away from D&D. Yeah. And hence we've also been learning how to play Pathfinder. I didn't figure the need to feel the need to try to understand or to review everybody who's what all the different publishers are saying. But yeah, I see all of that. I see that too, and that seems to be the trend. Okay, so this is the original set. Is that better? Yeah. Okay, so this is the original set. So it includes 66 double-sided tiles covering an area 6 foot by 4 foot. And that's what we wanted. We wanted terrain tiles based on a hexagonal system that would cover an entire table. Because originally, when we were playing this, we were thinking about this in terms of Warhammer Fantasy Battles, because my brother and I played Warhammer Fantasy Battles across the entire table. And so we needed terrain on the entire table. So this is what we've got here. And this is the system that we came up with. And you can make these things into a 3D table as well. There's several videos here on TerraTiles on the channel, and I did a 3D table that's set up in the office, in the dungeon gaming room. And I did a series of videos on how you can use these to create a 3D terrain system as well. So, okay, this looks pretty good. This is its size. This is it's got a lot. It's going to have a lot in it. So the Misty Moorlands, that's the basic set. This side. Suitable for any genre, historical, sci-fi, fantasy, or modern, compatible with any game, war games, skirmish games, RPGs, great for any scale miniatures, 25, 28, 25, or even 15 millimeter. Durable tiles with a matte finish and linen texture, beautiful detailed artwork, art by Ian Schofield, ravenkeep.net. So I did update, I put the new Ravenkeep logo, on it, because there was a different company my brother had, but I updated the logo there. Just standard box inside. Oh, here. Okay, so gotcha. So inside, on the sides here, we do have this was the original Kickstarter that I did. No, it's not. No, it's not. The first Kickstarter I did was for War of Kings. This was the second Kickstarter I did. So I still preserved all of the original people who backed us on Kickstarter on the inside. We did that when we originally released this through the Kickstarter. So those people are still credited. Now inside, so these are the tiles right here. So this should be pretty standard. We've got the same linen finish. And in fact, I want to compare that to one of the original TerraTiles boxes. I'll see that over there. But we've got the matte linen finish. They're double-sided. Each on the back. Lord. The the tiles all on the back of these have a blank back. I say blank as in open terrain. So on the original set, there is open terrain on one side, and then you turn it over, and you've got some type of terrain feature. So open ground, and then this one's got some type of river, open ground, swamp, open ground, monster's lair. And then there are also a few half tiles to go around the edges. So open ground and then some trees on there. That looks good. Inner Light says, my brain has been locked in the 17th century Europe for the past week. It's been difficult to get out. I'm working with ChatGPT to make a setting for the RPG we're making. Cool. Yeah, I saw, well, some of the art stuff just looks, that makes it a really great looking setting. And I'm excited to dig into that more and learn more about what this is going. No, they are 9 inches from point to point. So in fact, we can verify that. That's probably a good thing to do. So yeah, they're 9 inches from point to point. So they're a great size because they're not too small. They're not too small, so you don't need thousands of them to cover your table. And in fact, I use them primarily for role-playing encounters now. And if you use them for role-playing encounters, you don't need 60 tiles in order to cover a role-playing area. In order to do an encounter, you only need like 4, 5, or 6 tiles in order to create an RPG encounter. So they are the correct size. Ha. Vision asks, is it gridded? No, these are not gridded. The original TerraTiles were not gridded. Now, I can show you. Well, now I won't show. I'll go over there and get it. Not worth it. I do need to get the original box of TerraTiles. Just 1 second so we can compare. But I'll tell you about the gridded story. So this is an original Coast and Rivers box. So I'll open that up when we're actually looking at Coast and Rivers. But that's the original, so we can compare. So no, it's not gridded. I originally, over the summer, I spent a lot of time trying to work on a new TerraTile product. When I was trying to re-release TerraTiles, I spent a lot of time trying to come up with that. And I tried 2 different GameFound campaigns to be able to produce non-gridded TerraTiles as well as gridded TerraTiles. They would have hex grid on them, but it was not a viable project. It did not fund. And the community seemed to not want that. They just wanted the original TerraTiles back. So I tried to come up with new products and new ways of doing gridded TerraTiles and things like that. And I did. I got all the art files and stuff like that, but they were not popular among the community. So gridded did not happen. So instead, what we're doing is just returning to the original TerraTiles, re-releasing them for everyone who does not have it, and then also adding a few other terrain types that I wanted to have in order to complete the line. So that's what's going on right here. So yeah, Inner Light says, no, but it's cool to use if you're doing zones instead of regular movement. Yeah, there are a lot of RPGs, and we've been looking at several of them here on this channel that use just zones for movement. Like, are you nearby? Like Fate does. Fate uses zones. The One Ring uses zones. I've actually got a video on the channel about using TerraTiles for Fate. I've got a video on the channel about using TerraTiles with the One Ring RPG. Both of those use zones as far as movement goes. You know, what's nearby. You're not worried about counting squares as you're moving. You're just wondering what's nearby, what's far away. You know, what can I attack with a sword? What can I attack by throwing an axe? What can I attack with a longbow later? So yeah, and there is also this pizza style kind of method too that a lot of people are going to. The index card. It started with the index card RPG. Maybe it did, but yeah, the index card RPG also, I believe, uses zones. You're not like counting individual squares. By this axe I hack uses zones. So yeah, if you're using RPGs, if you're playing with RPGs, there are actually a lot of them that use zone-based systems. So that would work great for it. Or, you know, anything. Tink, hey Tink. Hi Heath. Tink says, I discovered you through the MC Tune invitation or invasion. No, great, fantastic. That was so much fun. We got raided Tuesday night. If you didn't see the live stream where I was playing a video game, Xanadu, we got raided. It was a lot of fun. Long time tabletop game, 30 plus years. These look great. Do you have a distributor in the UK? Another great question. No, I don't. When I was trying to, not yet, when I was trying to fund these on GameFound over the summer, which did not work, I was getting everything set up to be able to do international distribution as well. I'm not doing international distribution through the Ravenkeep website. I'm just setting that up for US distribution and maybe Canada later. But right now it's only US. So when I was trying to go through GameFound to get these printed, I was prepared to go into all of the stuff about shipping across the entire world. But since I'm just doing the pre-order, and if you do want one, they need to be pre-ordered. But the pre-order, it's a good point, is only in the US right now. Once I approve these, I'm going to send out some emails to distributors and other websites to see if they want any. Because like I said, there's not going to be very many of these, but I would love to be able to get these into Europe. So I'm going to ask if they would like to have some. And so when they're manufactured, then I will send them hopefully to some distributors and they can put them into circulation in Europe or elsewhere. And so there may be a few other places, but on the other hand, if they say no, then they don't want them, and they don't want them, then okay. Right. So there's nothing I can do about that, but I'm going to ask because I do want to have distribution in Europe for the products. That's kind of, when I was doing all of this originally and was running Infinite Black, we were set up for all of that, but it's very complicated to try to do worldwide fulfillment from a website and things like that. Of course, we did worldwide fulfillment on our Kickstarters as well. But we were set up to do worldwide fulfillment across the world as well from the website. And that's very complicated. Talking about, even in today's world, you think some things would be simple, but even that is not something that's easy to do, even from a technological perspective, it turns out, just because things don't integrate well with each other. And so when I started over with Ravenkeep on this side, I said, all right, I'm going to start out smaller and start out simply. And I'm just going to run US on my website for now, and then try to get distributors elsewhere. So we will see. So that is the story on that. That is a great question. Thank you for asking. So here are all of the different, so these are just to get the color right now. I realize the color is not coming across on this camera, especially this auxiliary camera, very well at all for you, but I'm looking at them here and the colors are matching up. So we got heavy forest, we got the bridge over the, it could be a troll bridge we're about to look at. Troll bridge, we got the ford here. So this should be all the tiles in the set. I'm going to go by and check to be sure this is right. I won't do that on stream, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of extra work here on this. But that's no problem. Rocky ground, other rocks, swamps here. Road pieces, road through forests. Roads, curved roads. Another swamp, straight stream. Roads. Rocky ground. I was just thinking, so I wonder if those are, I wonder if some of those publishers might want to have some for their website if they use zone-based combat. That's another person I should email, or another group of people I should email, because if anybody wants it, now is the time to place an order, a pre-order. If you pre-order it, you'll get one. But there's no, like I said, there's no guarantee about how many of these will be. Innerlight says, I guess they're using water as difficult terrain, or I guess you're using water as difficult terrain or impassable. Well, you can use it however you like to use it. We used water as difficult terrain when we did the Enchantress board game based off of the TerraTiles. Now, okay, so that's the open ground on the back. So this is the back then. Everybody's got open ground on the back. All the tiles. But yeah, this is system agnostic. So whatever game you're playing, however these different things relate. Okay, so that is what's inside the original TerraTiles set. And our first look at that. Okay, so then this is the other set that is a re-release of a previous set. So this right here this is Coasts and Rivers. This was the follow-up set. Innerlight says, would you consider releasing a set of graphics for VTT or publishing a digital format once your physical campaign is done? Possibly, maybe very possibly. People have asked about that quite a bit, and I guess I should talk to Lou, because Lou understands how to do all of that. And I think it may be actually simpler than I think it is. But one time when people asked, can you put this on a VTT or something like that? I wasn't even sure what, I wasn't really sure how to do that. But I think it could be simple, just in terms of, it could even be simple. So perhaps, yes, perhaps I'll look into that. I need to look into how to create for VTTs more. That's been on the list. It just hasn't been something that's been able to do. But, been to do yet. But, so I'm not opposed to it. So this is Coasts and Rivers. This was the second campaign that we did. And this is where TerraTiles really starts to shine, I think. The Coasts and Rivers box. This box has got some fantastic stuff in it. So once again, suitable for any genre, historical, sci-fi, fantasy, or modern, compatible with any game, war games, skirmish games, RPGs. Great for any scale miniatures, 28 millimeter, 25 millimeter, or even 15 millimeter. Durable ties with a matte tile with a matte finish. And again, okay, so I updated this over here with the Raven Keep logo, but that's basically only the update. Box contents, 60. Okay, so I don't know if we looked. Did we look at the bottom of the original box? We looked at the sides. I don't think we did. So this is the bottom, so that when you're looking at it, you can tell exactly what's inside. So the number of different tiles, four heavy woods, but two different styles of art as well. So 8 heavy wood, but in 2 different styles, for instance. That's all of this. It says TerraTiles is a modular terrain system that's ready right out of the box to turn your whole game table into an elegant battlefield worthy of your miniatures. Designed to be versatile, TerraTiles can create a nearly endless number of battlefields for war games, skirmish games, RPGs, and any other tabletop game. Just one box contains 66 double-sided tiles that cover a 6-foot by 4-foot area, or smaller. There is nothing to assemble, paint, or flock, and the terrain does not get in the way of your miniatures during the game. In short, TerraTiles is fantastic terrain without the hassle. Okay, so the bottom was printed. So same story here. Yeah, Vision says embracing digital can only open up possibilities, I would imagine. Yeah, I think so too. I want to be sure that I'm taking advantage of digital going forward this year. A lot more in the past. I mean, in the past, basically everything that I had created for Rain Studios and then Infinite Black were all physical products, right? They were all physical product manufacturing. So that's definitely been where my headspace has been. Physical product manufacturing. But that's difficult. It's difficult. So yeah, embracing some of the embracing more digital stuff is something I want to do in this coming year. So this set has all kinds of stuff for the coasts, hence Coasts and Rivers. Larger rivers, more water features. It includes dirt paths. You don't just have to have the road. You can have dirt paths here. And then also includes special cemetery and blighted cemetery versions. So this is Coast and Rivers. This is a re-release. What other material have you looked at for the tiles? You're talking about, see, Inner Light's talking about what terrain types there are. So there is a cave system, but you're talking about materials as in materials for how to release. This is great. Of course, this is gray board. This is the same stuff. This material is the same stuff that board games are printed out on. So they are heavy and they are thick and they are durable. Again, see, this is the Coast and Rivers Kickstarter. I just preserved that because this was, so this was in 2015 that Kickstarter was originally released. So we had 892 backers for it. And so that's it. That's everybody. So I just saved it. I didn't update the box. I didn't update that part of the box for the re-release because people wanted a re-release of the original stuff. So I was like, well, all right, then let's just actually make it a re-release of the original stuff. So let's see here. Well, like wood, no, I have not considered. You got to think about shipping and the weight of these things. One of the things about TerraTiles is they are already a box of TerraTiles is extremely heavy to ship. That's another reason why this is a very limited run re-release. It's because TerraTiles, these are large boxes and they cost a lot to ship. They cost a lot to ship back in 2015. They cost even more to ship now because, everything goes up. So, if you're going to have a big box of 60 tiles and are thinking in terms of worldwide shipping, wood and metal is not, it's not something that I could possibly do. So cardboard, the gray board, and this is, like I said, the thick and durable, same stuff board games are made out of. It's not thin, it doesn't shake or wobble or something like that. This is thick stuff. That was the best solution. Plastics, today, I would look at, would you make plastic TerraTiles or would you do 3D printing of them? Could look at that as well. Could do an urban design. Yeah, I've tried to make an urban design work. We're looking to make an urban design work. There is no urban design right now. I think it can work. I was coming up with some way to make like a medieval village work, like a medieval fantasy village work. And I did some design on that and some concept about how that might work. And I think I got it, but, or I think I got something, but it wasn't perfect. It wasn't quite right, quite what I wanted. And so the urban design was not implemented. We just need more light. Okay, so this is the tile again. We get the same type of material, linen texture. Now this one has features on both sides, but I was careful about what features I put on both sides to make sure that you're not losing utility. If you've got to use one side on the other, you'll be able to get to something on the other side of another. So these tiles, the art on these is so beautiful. This really makes a beautiful table because the blue is so great and the water is so great. Sandy shores and rocky shores. So we got sandy shores and rocky shores. They sent us an example of so blighted cemetery on that side. See, I didn't put blighted cemetery and regular cemetery on the same tile. That way you can have both of them on your table at the same time if you need both of them. You can have one or the other or both at the same time. So that's the blighted cemetery. I thought that would be a great place that, it looks like something opened up here. And so probably either something came out of it that could be the source of an adventure, some kind of monster, or that's a hole that has opened up that the adventurers need to go down into. That's what I was thinking about when I was designing this. So here are the prints of everything else. We've got churning water tiles. I'm going to verify off of stream. Oh, now. Oh, was the other one like that? That's why I'll have to go through and check to be sure that every one of these is all the tiles that are supposed to be there are there. I'll do that off stream. But okay, so that might mean that plate. Well, I'm not sure. I'll have to check to see if that's front and back or not. But so we've got the paths, we got the little jetty here, the peninsula, churning water, and more calm water. So you can use this for, you can set up islands for this. So if you're trying to do a campaign with a ship or something like that, and some kind of sea wreck or shipwreck on an island, you can totally do that. Paths, sandy shores and water, more streams, the rapids here. The grain field, the spring too. The spring is very useful for a place to start a stream if you need to start a stream someplace on your setup. This is the way to merge the road and the dirt path. So we've got a place for the dirt path to come off of the road. There's the cemetery. There's the unblighted cemetery. A place also for the stream to come in here and then empty out into the larger ocean. So we got that. Rocky and sandy shores. The green field. Oh, I love the grotto. Here's another adventuring opportunity. So you can go, if you've got players out in a rowboat or something like that. I love this grotto piece. That's one of my favorite pieces. I think it's just really a really pretty piece. So you could have players coming into the grotto, or there could be some kind of creature coming out of the grotto. Ruins, another adventuring potential location, or just a place to camp for the night. Maybe if the heroes are camped, they found some ruins, and then, hey man, they've drawn a random encounter or whatever that night, they could fight there. So this really expands the utility of TerraTiles. Got fallen logs or fallen tree across the stream here in the path. I like, when I'm setting up like an RPG encounter, I like making something like this the centerpiece of it. Okay, I will verify all of those contents off of stream, but that's looking pretty good. I mean, it's looking really good. Oh, I was going to just check to see how they line up, and I'll show you. So I know that's something that people are concerned about. Here is the original TerraTiles box. Vision says that could lead into an expansive cave of some sort, talking about the grotto. It could. It could. So, yeah, here's the original TerraTiles from Coast and Rivers. Here is the new set. And I realize on camera things may be hard to tell. But as far as lining up, let me take that down. They're the same size, so they're going to line up. And the colors and texture and thickness all match. So now we know. And I will look at that in more detail as well. But I wanted to be sure of that if you have an existing set, they work. Where are these are available on ravenkeep.net. They're available for pre-order right now. If you pre-order one, then you will definitely get one. But like I said, there are not very many. This is very limited run, especially since it's not a whole Game Found campaign or Kickstarter or anything like that. Pre-order, Ravenkeep pre-order of TerraTiles. Ravenkeep.net. So if you pre-order them, you will. I will put your name on a box. If this goes well, I'm going to ask some other people if they want any for their websites or distributors or things like that, and then the order will be placed. and then they will get manufacturing going. And then once they get over here on a boat in the U.S., I will ship them out. So, yes, they did say yes. Yeah, I've got a preview of those. Okay, so those are 2 re-releases. Those are re-releases, but there is also, I wanted to have some additional terrain sets that we never got to make back when these were originally done. So that was another reason to kind of return to this, because it was kind of a final opportunity to round it all out. So this right here is Caverns Deep. So we did Caverns here. So this is the Cavern set. Caverns Deep. Battlefield in a box create a nearly endless number of battlefields for role-playing games, skirmish games, and war games. So here, suitable for any genre. Fantasy, modern, sci-fi, ideal for 25 to 28 millimeter miniatures, but compatible with many scales. Compatible with all terrain sets, contains 60 hexagonal tiles and 8 half hexagons. Art by Adam Botsford. Adam Botsford did this art. Got the Ravenkeep logo on it. And you can see here on the back, everything, you probably can't see too well, but everything, again, everything we got here, actual size. Oh, we did put the actual size tile on the back so you know exactly what it is. So there we go. So inside, this is a really cool set. It's the same size as other TerraTiles sets. It's the first time I've ever seen a cavern tile in person. I like the glowing mushrooms. Adam created a whole bunch of other like little extras that we were able to put around the cavern for little touches. See, like this seems like what is this piece right here? It's just got a piece of a wall right here. But if you've got a big open space right here, maybe if you're fighting a dragon or something like that, and you want an open space, but you want the wall to curve this way, you need a little piece like that that puts the curves, that puts the wall there to make the wall continuous as it goes around in a sharp curve like that. There aren't very many just main open dungeon, open cavern tiles, but they do exist. So if you need the large place, like where the dragon is hanging out or something like that, you can make it. But you don't really need all that many of these just completely blank, or I call them blank, but the open tiles, because if you need to put other terrain tiles, they have a bit of a wall. That creates a very large part of the wall, a very large open area. So caverns that go in multiple directions. That's a big open room. So that's an open room, but it's one tile. So if you need to do multi-tile open rooms, you can do it over here. But we do have some rooms that are just a dead end kind of room, but it is all open for you. So you can put all kinds of, maybe some cultists hanging out there. We do have half hexagons. So there we go. Oh yeah, that'd be fine. It's completely fine. Vision asks, Hero Forge 30 millimeters still good, right? They have a 1-inch base. Yeah, this is scale and agnostic too. I mean, of course, what exactly does scale mean? Right? Because especially if you deal with maps and geography like I have, I mean, 30 millimeters, what we say, 30 mil is 28 millimeters, 16, that's not really a scale. And that means different things for different manufacturers. So that's all over the place anyway. So these will be perfectly compatible. Oh, I've got, these are the advanced HeroQuest miniatures just sitting here. So we were working on trying to get them painted. So, there's the advanced HeroQuest miniatures sitting on a HeroQuest tile. And they're on 1-inch bases. So here are all of the different tiles that are going to be inside this. So this was a difficult set to put together, but a fun set to put together because I had to be sure that it was versatile enough. Charlie says, those look sharp, sturdy, and interchangeable. Exactly. And easy. We made this to be easy. That was our original idea when we were like, hey, let's do a terrain system, my brother and I. So this is what we came up with. But this one took a lot of thinking to make sure that you've got all the combinations, because I didn't want you just to be able to do like passages. I want you to be able to do more than that. I want you to be able to do the open rooms like you see. So that's why this set has the most variety of any single TerraTiles set in it. We do have a cultist chamber. I put in some rooms that already have stuff on them, so you can use them as venturing locations or destinations. So this right here is the cultist chamber. Blood on the floor, chains around here, candle. Does it look like probably torch? Yeah, torches around. We've also got a fireplace right here that isn't burning at the moment, and we've got some type of weird idol and skull that's been jeweled up here on this rock. So that's in the interest of being easy. I mean, you can use some of the empty rooms and put whatever you want in it as far as other terrain pieces or something like that. But also there are some that are easy, just easy, out of the box, adventuring locations or destinations inside that you can use. So over here as well, we've got this tomb down here. This tomb is in one of these dead end corners with some maybe blood, but maybe like a gel, maybe some type of gel-like foe or something, or some kind of ooze or something like that in there. So if you're just looking for a one-shot or something like that, you could just build a one-shot around those adventuring destinations. Maybe grab one or two pieces from your collection of terrain, maybe some Hero Quest furniture or something, and then you could run a great one-shot diving into a cave. So this would be like a puzzle. But all the pieces are there. All the pieces are there. I'm going to check to be sure that all the pieces are actually on these pages. They should be, but before I approve them. But all the pieces you need to put together a whole bunch of different types of caverns are there. It's like this is the. I mean, look at the example here on the front. So I used all of these tiles to create this really cool winding cavern setup. So that's an example of the kind of setup you can do. You could definitely use this set for, Interlight says, I guess you could use this set for dungeons as well as caverns. You just have to use your imagination to dress it up a bit. You could totally do that. Vision says, I'm convinced when I can afford it, I'll put in some orders. Well, thank you. Thank you. I will definitely get it to you when they get ashore. Oh, this one right here. Now, this one's a fun one because we based this off the Great Goblin's Chamber in The Hobbit. If you read the description of the Great Goblin's Chamber, it's this. So the torches around, used as a throne, a large flat rock, and there's the fire burning in the middle. So that's where the dwarves and Bilbo were brought in The Hobbit. That was what we based that off of. So that could be another adventuring destination. That could be the Goblin King's Cave in your one shot. Okay, so that is that. I got boxes are multiplying over here. Hey, 5-Starman7. Good to see you. Yeah, we got a bit of a late start today, but we're here. Good to see you. Oh, you do. Charlie says use the tiles for Merc, or telling us to use the tiles for Merc. Yeah, you could use the tiles for Merc too. I mean, when we were playing all kinds of games, we didn't, for a long time, we used some miniatures, but we didn't use specifically tactical combat, I would say. So something like this would be perfect for a lot of things. So there's that. And then I wanted one other terrain type. Ancient Desert. Because I wanted to do Tatooine. I thought that, hey, doing something like Tatooine for Star Wars Legion would be fun. Now I've got oases as well, so there's, you might not use those on Tatooine, but roads, ancient deserts, ancient monuments. Why not go exploring in a desert environment? You can use it for war games. You can use it for RPGs, whatever you want. But in order to round out our kind of different environments here, so this is a brand new set that was created for this special re-release, and we got open desert. I made sure we had plenty of open desert. People were saying, hey, I need just open ground. So there's plenty of open desert. Not all just the terrain types. We got the oasis. We got towers in here, a ruined tower as well, so the players can hang out there. A layer here. Adam Botsford did these as well. Vision says, do you guys plan on putting out anything to supplement these, like smaller tiles for pit traps, furniture, treasure piles, that sort of things? I don't know. Maybe. Some people have asked about like removable stickers. I was working this summer with the idea that maybe we have some that have the hex grids on them. I was also looking at making them marker, writable on with a marker, dry erase marker friendly or wet erase marker friendly. But the original TerraTiles didn't have that. So since we're doing a re-release of the original TerraTiles because that's what people wanted, we're back to the matte linen texture. Maybe something like a removable sticker would still be able to stick to it. I don't know. I didn't go down that far down that rabbit hole. It's something we could potentially look at, but then again, I've got a lot of other things to look at as well as far as products. So I don't know. Innerlight says, with so many UK people here, I'm tempted to ask a historical question that we've been asking a bunch of people here in the US and they don't know. I mean, I know because I think it's important. Can you name the succession of monarchs after Henry VIII? I cannot, but I'm here in the US. 5 Starman 7 says, if I'm just starting into D&D, with what game should I start as a beginner? You're talking about starting into role playing? What does the chat say about that? What is our best getting started in, let's say, role playing game that we should recommend to people? So right now, there's this whole kerfluffle going on with D&D, and people are actually running away specifically from Dungeons and Dragons. We've been covering all of that on the channel. That's been a whole thing, because otherwise I would have said, hey, if you actually want to play Dungeons and Dragons, or still, if you actually still want to play Dungeons and Dragons, that brand name, then I would recommend the Essentials Kit. I'll show it. If you want to get started in Dungeons and Dragons itself, then I would recommend this box right here, the Essentials Kit. That one is the best box set that they put together for that game. But what other game should we recommend besides Dungeons? Well, now we're all getting into Pathfinder here. The best box set, and we're going over Pathfinder on this channel. I don't know where my Pathfinder box is, man. I've got stuff all over the place. But the Pathfinder box set is fantastic. And we have been learning how to play Pathfinder here on the channel. And the Pathfinder box set has a lot more stuff in it. It's a much better box set, we determined, than the D&D box set. So I would pick up the Pathfinder starter set if you're not specifically trying to play D&D. Yeah, and Access Your Light says you can probably use the vinyl stickers from Lake with the hexes. Vinyl stickers from Loke. There is a company that already makes them. But I haven't been able to get in touch with them because I would like to know if their vinyl stickers, that they've got like adventuring sites and things like that. And I want to know if they are compatible with TerraTiles and work. So if I could find them or be able to reach out to them, it would be interested to know if those things are already out there that work. So the Desert Road, blank on the back. So this is one of the blank on the back sets again. Blank open ground. So open ground on one side, road. Oh, they didn't give me a whole lot of variety there. They gave me all roads and blank. So here we got a little bit of water though, so we can see the color of the water on one of these half tiles. One type of ruin, an entrance into the caves. An entrance into the caves. Oh yeah, of course. I almost said EZD6. I should have thought of index card. Index card RPG is another one to look at. We've got on the morning grind. We've been over both of those. We've done an hour on both of those. If you want to check out both of those, index card RPG or EZD6, hands down. So check out both of those. Check out the streams on both of those. There is a lot of love for the index card RPG around here. I'm trying to get into a sample game, but a lot of people around here really like the index card RPG. And I did like EZD6. Ben Game and Game says hands down those two. Entrance into the caves. That was important because I wanted you to be able to go from the desert right into a cave setup. So you could have both desert and cave setup. Kind of like a Diablo loot go lane situation. Kind of an Egyptian themed temple here. So that could be an adventuring location that people are looking for. The Sphinx. I love the Sphinxes. Could be another adventuring destination. Should be two Sphinxes painted in two different colors. I mean, TerraTiles are colorful. So including the Oasis that's bright and colorful and blue and stuff like that, that was really important to me. And I love the look of the Oasis when it's laid out because even though it's a desert, TerraTiles are supposed to be colorful. So that helps with adding color to your setup. So here's another Sphinx, this time in black. I thought so. And then here we've got some water where the road comes very close by it. And that was important to me too, because if you're trying to set up water and road, if you don't have water and road on the same tile, the water and the road can't get as close to each other as you would ideally like, or I want anyway. Lots of rocks and places to set up ambushes. Another type of tower. There is our monsters lair over there. A gentle curve for the Oasis. Another kind of gentle curve for the Oasis. So we've got lots of variety as well. Sharp curve for the Oasis. Lots of different ways. If you want to set up a larger Oasis or more water, or if you want to use this as a beach. Some people are saying they want to use this as a beach, and they want to be able to use the coast and rivers, open water, and then be able to put out a beach with this. That sounds like a great idea. So you could actually do like a desert island or something like that. Could totally do that. So you've got lots of water variety, and then another type of sharp curve here. So lots of variety for those. So that is our situation there. I'm going to look at those in more detail this afternoon, but that is it. Vision says, watch out with the whole compatible with. Don't want to get hemmed up. Loki is you think it's pronounced low-key. Okay, so Loki is the company that does the spiral heavy bound battle maps. Oh yeah, I have seen those. But yeah, it would be cool to have a supplement to mark areas of the tiles. So maybe that is the company. Maybe they've gone on to doing the big double spiral bound duty maps. That could be the case. Yeah, it is fun. It's fun. So this is you get behind the scenes stuff here on the morning grind. Okay, well we have actually gone for an hour. This is close to an hour here, and I've got a lot of other stuff to do. So that means that maybe I told Brian we'd be looking at Over the Troll Bridge, but I think that he might not have even seen that message. So I think what we do, I think this is pretty cool, but I think we just hold this then. Why don't we hold Over the Troll Bridge to another time? We will take a look at that in the future. I'll update the graphic here. So, all right. I may be off the internet this afternoon. I need some serious time to do core creative stuff and to clean. So I may be off the internet. I've got to do a lot of writing. So I have to make myself do that. But we should be scheduled to do, we're scheduled to do a Crafter's Corner tonight to do some painting. So I would still like to do that, but I need to think about what we need to look at, what we should look at while we are watching. And also I've got other software that may allow that to go more smoothly, but I have to investigate that software. So that's another thing that I've got to do. Maybe we might go over Mark Tasson's interview, because I did talk to Mark Tasson when we was doing the World of Ataltis. So we listened to Lou's interview. We might go back, especially since Mark was on the stream with Brian Dancy, and I've got to clip some stuff too on Ryan Dancy. Has too much stuff to do this afternoon already. Even though we clipped that stream, I need to clip that stream. Mark was on the stream with Ryan Dancy, so we might look at what Mark had to say in his dedicated interview, or we might do that. We might do that. I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much, and I've realized that, and I'm trying to fix that situation. But my situation for several months prior to starting the live streaming was that I was not doing enough. I was not having enough energy. So I fixed that. Now I have a different problem. My problem now is that like every minute of the day, there's something that's supposed to be going on. Okay, so we'll look at Troll Bridge later, but we'll be back on Pathfinder tomorrow. We'll go Pathfinder encounters tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. See you around.